Good day to my lovely lecturer and all my fellow friends. Today we are here to present a topic about freedom of speech in Malaysia and its limitations. Our group members consist of BINTI, SAMSUL, NURULHAWA and me, SHEILA. Freedom of speech is one of the most fundamental rights that people enjoy. It is inevitable to categorically state that this right is essential to the existence of democracy and human dignity. It is a power or right to express one's opinions without censorship, restraint, or legal penalty. Although it is a constitutional right, it has been restricted in terms of national and international law since early time when aristocratic rulers only allowed certain classes or citizens to express their opinions without fear, and freedom of speech and expression was restricted. The right of freedom of speech and expression has been provided by the Federal Constitution of Malaysia. According to Article 10(1)(a) of the Federal Constitution of Malaysia, every citizen has the right to freedom of speech and expression. Without freedom of speech, democracy will be nothing more than a fallacy. As such, it is argued that this right should be protected as it is necessary to the democratic policy.
The right of freedom of speech is crucial in a democracy. Information and ideas help to inform political debate and are essential to public accountability and transparency in government. This includes the right to communicate and express oneself in any medium, including through words, pictures, image, and actions. Freedom of speech is a fundamental human right. It also underpins most other rights and allows them to flourish. It is because it covers the right to speak your mind freely on important issues in society, access information, and hold the powers that be account, and also plays a vital role in the healthy development process of a society. Freedom of speech in the modern world is a characteristic attribute of the social life as it allows people to vent their thoughts and feelings without the fear of prosecution.
Freedom of speech is not considered absolute by some, with most legal systems generally setting limits on freedom of speech, especially when freedom of speech conflicts with other rights and protection, such as in libel, defamation, pornography, sword fight, and property. Some restriction on freedom of expression may occur through legal restriction and social rejection. The first limit on freedom of speech is harmful and offensive content. In this case, it has to do with false and dangerous speech. Second, freedom of speech also includes the limits of time, place, and manner based on which are imposed on all speech. Regardless of the view expressed, is it usually a restriction in depth to offset the rights and interests of the legitimate government. Lastly, internet censorship. The concept of freedom of information has emerged in response to government-sponsored internet censorship, monitoring, and surveillance. Internet censorship includes controlling or suppressing the publication or access of information on the internet.
Here are some advantages and disadvantages for freedom of speech. The first advantage is freedom of speech protects each of us from the influence of special interests. For example, when people have power, they can do whatever they can to retain it for as long as possible. Having the freedom of speech can reduce this power because it allows individuals to express criticism of those who are in power. The second advantage is freedom of speech eliminates compensation. When you have the freedom of speech, the government cannot compare your action in such a way that you are required to speak a specified message. You stay in control of what you want to say and how those words are expressed to the rest of society. The disadvantage of freedom of speech is it can spread false information. Due to the rise of internet, the freedom of speech makes it easier for individuals to spread false information. For example, there are a lot of information that's spread by others by internet saying it was false. And this is because everyone has the freedom of speech. The second advantage is freedom of speech creates a paradox. When we look at the modern idea that creates the foundation for freedom of speech, it really isn't free. The government is still detecting some of the things that we can and cannot to say. This freedom and this right cannot exist if people are not allowed to make existence. They are distasteful to the majority, even if the statements are harmful to the other people.
In a nutshell, freedom of speech and expression does exist in Malaysia today, but the freedom given is not absolute. It is impossible to deny that freedom of speech and expressions is one of the most vital criteria in the foundations of a democratic society. Too much of freedom might cause unexpected cases to happen, such as the racial riots on 13 May 1969. Living in such a multiracial society, the racial and languages issue should be taken note of carefully as they might offend or hurt others' feelings. Moreover, the dissatisfactions of other ethnicities in our country will stir up and might cause another race riot in Malaysia again if there is too much of freedom of speech and the expressions in discussing those issues. Besides, the government plays a major role in upholding the law without abusing it. Everyone has the same rights to do whatever they want as long as they follow the laws stated in the Federal Constitution. Overall, We are here together as Malaysians, and we should promote peace among our ethnicities from discrimination. Thank you.